Hi, it's Michelle, and today we're going to be going over chapter one of the life insurance exam, and we're going to start off with the definition of insurance. What is insurance? So, insurance transfers the risk of loss from an individual or business to an insurance company. So, it's really important you understand that that risk of loss is going to who? The insurance company, because I've seen that as a question multiple times on the exam. Now, there are two types of insurers based on ownership. There is stock and mutual companies. So stock companies are owned by stock or shareholders, either or. Now they issue non-participating policies and they pay dividends to who? The same shareholders we saw up here. Now mutual, on the other hand, they're owned by policy owners. They issue participating policies and they pay dividends to those policy owners. So a way I would recommend remembering it is MPP. So mutual policy owners participating, and then vice versa for stock. Now, authority to transact business. Before insurers may transact business in a specific state, they must apply and be granted a license or a certificate of authority, which is the equivalent to an insurance license, which is the one you're studying for right now, and meet the state's financial requirements. Insurers who meet the requirements and are approved routinely transact business are considered authorized or admitted. I need you guys to remember those two words as synonyms because on the test they'll ask you for the other word. So for example, they'll ask you the synonym of authorized is admitted. Certificate of authority. So, like I mentioned, this one is equivalent to an insurance license, but this one may be necessary for transacting business in a specific state. This one is issued by the State Department of Insurance. Domicile of insured. When we're talking about domicile, we're defining insurers by their location. So we can remember it as location of incorporation, so where they're located, and whether or not they're authorized to write business in a state. Domestic means you're in the state you're in. Foreign means you're in another state, so somebody else from outside of Illinois. Alien means outside of the United States. All right, now four essential elements of an insurance contract. You have to know these because I've seen these on the exam. You need to know which one goes with who. So, agreement is when one party accepts the exact terms of the other party's offer. Now, an offer is when the applicant submits the application. And acceptance occurs when the insurance company does what? Approves that application that got submitted. Consideration. Consideration that when each party must give each other something of value. Any statements made in the policy are included. So this could be me giving the premiums to the company. Competent parties. You must be at least 18 years old. Comprehend the contract, not be under any type of influence, and be mentally competent. Education does not matter. I've seen that as a question on the exam. It doesn't matter if you didn't graduate high school or you didn't go to college. As long as you can comprehend the contract, you're fine. Legal purpose. Legal purpose means enforceable by law. You can remember it's like they both start with L. Legal law. They must be legal and not against public policy. That is heavily important. Not against public policy. So you must have insurable interest and consent.